Hello and welcome back to F1 2021 Driver Career Mode. Today for round 7 in Season 4, we're off to Belgium. Now we're coming off the back of some pretty good results so far this season. We've had a win and we've had back-to-back podiums for the last 3 races. So currently sitting in 3rd in the Drivers' Championship. Our teammate Charles Leclerc down in 6th after a DNF in the last round. Max Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel then locking out the top of the table, looking like Verstappen might win this championship, but it's not over yet. Here are the last results then for us. Look at that, 3 podiums back to back, hoping then that we can make that a 4th today and maybe even a win. So let's head to the track and let's go qualifying for the Belgian Grand Prix.
When you're ready, let's go.
Alrighty, let's get out onto the track then. Just leaving the garage for the first time in qualifying and hoping that we can set some good pace. We did pretty well in practice. The car's looking quick. We could be on for a race win if we can qualify well here today. As we come round to finish what will be our first flying lap. A little bit wobbly out the last corner and across the line. 3rd fastest so far. Leclerc then at the top of that table and stays there. Max Verstappen just ahead of us. We are good 6/10 back off him, so we've got to do some work if we're going to qualify high up here. Let's see what we can do then in the second round of qualifying. We're just obviously aiming for the top 10 shootout right now. Bottas coming out the pit lane just ahead of us. Hopefully he'll get out of our way before Eau Rouge. Yes, he does. Lovely jubbly, and off we go. Not looking like a bad lap so far. Missed the apex there a little bit wide, but it's okay. We carried lots of speed. Sebastian Vettel with a 140.0. What can we do as we come round the bus stop chicane? Put the power down. Almost a bit of a slide there. Across the line for 2nd place. And we stay there. So we've found a bit of pace then. 6/10 nearly up on Max Verstappen's time. That's a good sign as we head towards Q3. Sebastian Vettel, though, is quick. Weather forecast then. Looks like we might be experiencing some rain later on in this session. Hasn't come yet, though, as we come round to begin a fast lap. Here we go then. Well, we hope it's going to be fast. On to the power. Into the first corner. Not bad at all. See what we can do then. On the way up to the bus stop, a little bit wide there, not quite taking all the curb we want. The car just wants to go sideways out of that corner. Across the line, in
Just
first.
put in the fastest lap. Good job.
Are we going to stay there? Currently, no. We're down in 4th at the moment. We're probably going to go back out and have another go. But we are purple in Sector 1 and 2. So if we can tidy up that... Sector 3. If we can tidy up Sector 2, we'll be on for a good lap here. A bit wide out of the first corner, but we seem to have neutralised the loss there by getting a really good exit. So hopefully, as we go up Eau Rouge and Radion, we can gain a bit of time. Just about in the green. A little bit later on in the lap, you can see we've picked up a couple of tenths. So we are on here for a good lap. The curb says otherwise, though. That is the end of our qualifying. Let's have another look at what happened there. So we just got too much on the curb and sort of anticipated the spin, but it didn't really happen, so we sort of jerked the steering and sent ourselves off. So that was unfortunate, so we do end up qualifying in P4. We very lucky there, we could have lost that, but P4 is good. 2nd row, Red Bull McLaren front row and a Red Bull McLaren 2nd row. So it's going to be an interesting start tomorrow. And Pierre Gasly in that Alpine is having a very good season. He sort of peaked in a couple of seasons ago and then sort of went off again, and he's coming back. So let's go racing.
Welcome along then to the Belgian Grand Prix, the race that gave us the maiden victory for the Jordan team in 1998. and in the same team, the phenomenal debut of a young Michael Schumacher. There's always something special around one of the many corners of this fan-favourite circuit. Spa-Francorchamps today, a circuit that spans 4.35 miles. There are tons of elevation changes along the way too. 19 corners making up this circuit, with 9 of those to the right and the remaining 10 to the left. This track is a great one for fans of pure speed. The average lap speed comes close to a whopping 145 miles an hour. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Vettel, Power, Yuki Tsunoda, and Giovinazzi, Norris, Latifi, Sainz, and Lance Stroll.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
We're going to be aiming for a podium. Having a quick look at the strategy then. Soft to medium seems to be the way to go around here as we wait patiently for the 5 red lights. We're underway for the Belgian Grand Prix. We got held for a little bit there. Max Verstappen off to a good start. Covers off Charles Leclerc into the first corner. Here we go then. Oh, where did Yuki come from? What a send. Anyway, he's all over the place. We've made contact with Yuki Tsunoda there in the first corner. Luckily, no damage. Just to add to what's happening here is we go side by side with Sebastian Vettel into a Rouge for the first time. And somehow, we get Yuki as well. He just backed right out of that. So we've got ourselves back up into P3, even though we started in P4. So that'll do. We'll take that. And we're chasing down our teammate Charles Leclerc. But look at Max. He's got a mighty start and is putting out quite a gap as we basically push Charles around this corner. We've got that move done, and that brings us up into second place. What a start to this race. A bit wide there, but we might just hold on to this. And we do. It's worth noting, so for the first time in Belgium, we are racing with simulation damage. So it's going to spice things up a little bit. Hopefully not for us, but we'll see. As the season progresses, we've got 3 more races after this where we're going to keep the sim damage on. So it's going to be an interesting one. As we approach the end of lap 1, Sebastian Vettel is thinking he might have an opportunity here. He thinks about it and then backs out as they go into the bus stop. Antonio Giovinazzi, though, he's had a pretty good start in the Ferrari up into P5. Charles Leclerc, though, having a bit of a nightmare. Lap 1, and he's in. He must have damage. So it looks like wing damage. Yeah, they're replacing the front wing. So
Charles is in for his stop.
That's unfortunate, but we have set a blistering pace in Sector 3 of the first lap. We've gone purple. Now, we just need to focus on chasing down Max. I think we might have the pace to catch him, but we'll see. It's a good 3 seconds up the road at this point, so that's a pretty comfortable lead for him, which means we've got a bit of work to do. We're sort of in a Red Bull sandwich, but they're a good chunk away from us. So Antonio Giovinazzi is fancying he might want a 4th place. Has a look up the inside of Yuki Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri. Looks like he's got it done. That was a great move. First up the inside and then holding on to it around the outside. Lando Norris then, a little bit later on, is wanting to improve his position as well. It's a lot happening in this race so far. He's having a look on Nicholas Latifi, who, as I said, I think in the last video, is doing a great job in that AlphaTauri. Lando has not made that move stick. Let's stick with them for a little bit and see what happens. There's a bit of a train going on here, all the way back to sort of P14. What's Lando going to do then? Of course, he'll get DRS up here, so he might have a really good opportunity to make a move. However, Lance Stroll is in the mix, and he's going to go up the outside. Can he do this? Looks like he's going to get that done. Or not. Oh, he just got on the power a little bit too early. And Lando gets through and holds on to his position. There's not a lot really happening there. Then it was all looking like it might shift around, but it just wasn't to be. So back on board with us then. On lap 5, you can see that we've just about closed the gap a little bit. So who knows? Maybe a bit later on in this race, maybe the pit stops will come into it. We might be able to catch up with Max and hopefully have a good little race. We've got some good pace through sector 3. We've gone purple again. So that's a good sign. A couple of laps later, that gap is getting smaller and smaller. You can see Max just ahead. We're going to really want to be closing that down as quickly as we can, really, just to capitalise on the fact that we've got all this pace. When we get on the next tyre, which I would imagine would be a medium, then we can really focus on just having it, going for it. Gap down to 1.8 then, and Max Verstappen is in on lap 7. That's quite early. Let's see what he's going to do. He pulls into the pit lane. Surely can't be going on medium tyres from here. Nope, he's going for a hard. I don't know how that's going to work out for him, you know. Hard tyre. Interesting one. So the gap now 15 seconds in our favour, which means we've got some nice clean air to really focus on pulling out a bit more of a gap. We're going to come into the pit lane on the end of lap 9, which will leave us about 12, 13 laps that we're going to have to go on the medium tyre. Definitely possible. The degradation is not too bad, despite the length of the track. So in we come then for our medium tyre. Let's see where that puts us when we're done. Soft tyres off, medium tyres on. Not a bad stop. And off we go. There goes Max on his hards, and there's us in the background. 2.5.
Charles is in the pits.
2.7 seconds the gap, so we did lose a bit of time by going long on the softs, but I think it wasn't so much that it wasn't worth doing it, because these mediums are going to be so much quicker than the hard tyre, especially at this point in the race. And if we can capitalise on that, then all we've really got to do is hold him behind at the end of the race. I mean, even Vettel's gone onto the medium. Lots of people are on the hard, though. Giovinazzi and Ocon both on the hard tyre as well. So it's a bit of a mixed bag here in terms of strategy. I think the medium's the better tyre. And as you can see, we're really closing that gap now. 1.3 seconds as we set the fastest lap of the race so far. That gap's coming right down. We might even get DRS on this lap. I don't think so, but we haven't quite done that. But here, we're really quick through sector 3, so we might be able to close the gap down. We've got tons of battery as well, which is great. Let's see what we can do as we head into lap 13. On the grass a little bit, not ideal, but that gap, look at it coming down. We've got ridiculous pace along here. Down to less than a second, which gives us DRS across the start-finish line. Should get us a little bit closer, and we'll be able to get DRS. Not the best entry into turn 1, but we're still within that 1 second. Crucially,
gap to teammate behind is 32.3 seconds.
Got a nice cushion to Vettel behind, good 10 seconds. Look how close we are now. We might be racing for the lead in a second.
The bodywork's taken a few scrapes. Try not to make it any worse.
Engineer telling us that we've got a little bit of damage. Hopefully nothing serious. It didn't feel anything bad, so just cosmetic damage, I would imagine. As we chase down Max Verstappen then for the lead of this race, this might be our chance to make a move. So we're gaining. Look how quick we're gaining on him. I'm not going to go for it just yet. We'll bide our time. We've got a lot of time left in this race. If we can make his tyres work hard, then maybe, just maybe, he can wear them out a bit sooner. Although the hard's very durable, of course. Charles Leclerc then, after having that terrible opening lap where he got damage, has worked his way back up into the points, which is ideal. And is now chasing down Lando Norris for 6th place, but Lando is chasing Ocon. So there's a bit of a train still in the mid-pack. Back on board with ourselves then as we chase down Max Verstappen on lap 14. We're going to go for a move here, potentially. We're pretty close. Look how close we are. Maybe a lunge into the bus stop. Let's see what we can do. As Max goes a bit defensive, we go up the inside. A little bit deep into the chicane. And that invites Max back through, but crucially, we close the door. And that puts us in the lead of the race. On lap 15. We take those. Let's see what we can do from here. Can we hold on to this and potentially win this race? Hopefully. Of course, our tyres will start to drop off, I would say around lap 20, whereas Max's will sort of come into their own.
Taken damage. You may start to pick up a little
Apparently we've got side pod damage. That's not great. I'm not sure where that happened, but we've got it. So we just need to get our head down, utilise that clean air to try and pull away from Max now. We know we've got the pace. Pulling out a bit of a gap now. It's almost at 1 second, which will be great because once we've got that 1 second, he won't have DRS anymore, and hopefully we can just keep pulling and pulling and pulling and give ourselves a comfortable lead, as we seem to have done so. Into lap 19. 2.1 seconds the gap, of course. Like I said,
there's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Our tyres will start to drop off soon, given that we put them on lap 10. So later on, in lap 20, I was right. The tyres have seen better days, and Max's hard tyres are coming into their own. He's only 7 tenths behind us now, so we've got a bit of work to do for the next few laps if we really want to bring this home. It's all about just being clean and tidy, playing a good defensive game, I guess. But we'll see what we can do as we head into lap 21. Just 2 laps to go.
Gap to teammate behind is 43.6 seconds.
And it's Damian Power versus Max Verstappen for the win here in Belgium. Here we are then at the end of the straight. Max did get DRS there, but he's not quite where he needs to be to make an overtake. I think we can do this, you know. Look how close he is now. Oh my goodness. We're just nursing the tyres, just trying to make the car as wide as we possibly can to keep him behind. This is going to be close as we head through the final sector towards the final lap. Max is going to have a go here. He was getting alongside. He is alongside. We go wide. Who's going to brake last? Max braked a bit early there. We're side by side almost through the chicane and into the last lap. Oh, a bit of a wobble. Going into turn 1. We have gone wide on purpose. This is risky. We're letting Max go through because we want to get the DRS on the main straight. And that will just give us the catapult because we're nice and close. So as we come up our Rouge and Radiant, look how close we are. We're going to get slingshot past him with the DRS. Tons of ERS. We've got so much battery. It seems to have worked. We're back through. Can we stay there though? It's quite hard to overtake around this track normally, like around this part, around sector 2. So if we can hold it and just be clean and tidy into sector 3, we should be okay. Max is pretty much on our gearbox now. Look, we're having to place the car just in the middle of the road, just nope, not letting him through, doing what we can to hold on to that lead. This whole lap is just real hard work. On board with Max quickly then. Don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move into the chicane, you know. As we come round for the final time to the chicane. Still nice and late on the brakes for us. We don't want to give him any opportunity. And we come home to take the win. What a race.
Thank you.
I need a moment.
Belgian Grand Prix.
You worked hard for that one. Congratulations.
That was a very, very satisfying win to take, and what a battle we had with Max. That was brilliant.
Many doubted whether they could pull off the win here at Spa-Francorchamps, but they've done so in spectacular style. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy and to stay out of trouble.
As the winners make their way up to the podium, one can only imagine the celebrations that will take place at McLaren tonight. Congratulations to everyone on the team, securing the win and proving they're a force to be reckoned with out on the track.
What a banger of a race that was. Another race win for us. That's our third this season. We needed that. We've had a great run of form recently with the win in Baku and then of course the 2 podiums in Austria and Silverstone, and topping that off with a win in Belgium. Here's the classification then. Damian Power in first, of course. Max Verstappen in second. Sebastian Vettel for Red Bull in third. Antonio Giovinazzi had a very good race in the Ferrari, up to P4. Charles Leclerc, after that terrible lap 1, made his way all the way back to P6. So good weekend for Charles, all things considered. Here's the championship standings then. Max Verstappen is 25 points clear at the top at the moment. I reckon in Mexico, which is our next race. Actually, no, it's not. In Monza. In Monza, he might be able to take the championship, but we'll see. Wow. It was just a good race. Great race. So join us for the next one. As I said, Monza is next, so that'll be a fun one. It's always a good, strong track for us. And then after that, we've got Mexico, which is a bit of an anomaly. We've not done that in career mode before, so we'll see what happens there. But if you did like this video, click the like button, leave a little comment and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.